It may be the most basic combo, like jab cross, literally the most basic combo, but you're still struggling to execute it in sparring without that fear of getting countered, walking into other people's shots. There's many easy answers on how to correct this and make sure that your jab cross is one of your go-to combos to land on other people. All right, talking about landing the jab cross, before we get to that, I want to let you know that my online community, Strike Ready Academy, is now available for you to join. So many of my subscribers are always asking me, what can I do to support you, Gabriel? I didn't have a way before, but now I do. Plus, every Friday, I'm gonna be dropping a video within this community, which is gonna be different than the YouTube channel in the sense you're gonna get some tips about how I do my own training as I prep for fights. It's gonna go month by month. We're gonna change up the subject right now. We are starting off with punches, did some speed drills already. You guys are gonna have so much fun in this community, and we're gonna build it out to something very special. So down below, there will be a link. Now, we're talking about the jab cross. This actually came to my attention the other day when I was doing a Zoom private with somebody, and they asked me, okay, every time I step in, I feel real gun shy, I get countered, I can't find my distance, nothing is clicking. And I started walking him through all the things that we can do to correct that, and he kind of went like, oh, light bulb, okay, I'm gonna work on that. So I'm gonna give you guys similar tips. The very first thing that we have to recognize is you can be the fastest fighter in the world. You can launch yourself in, throw your jab cross, but if you are starting off, you're gonna feel defensively compromised because most of us do not have that ability to go, okay, I'm mid-punch and make adjustments based on what this guy is doing. So it's better for us to defend ourselves before these attacks come instead of reacting to them. How do we go about doing that? Well, number one, look at my shoulders. When I have my hands up, if my shoulders are low and I step in, even if my straight punches are right down the middle, which means they can't really throw straight punches, I am super exposed from the side to any hooks or overhands that might come. But if I pop my shoulders up and I get behind this shoulder here, all of a sudden it's, oh, I don't have to really worry about the hooks coming. And as I already said, if you're fast on your transition, boom, there's a very small probability that somebody's gonna find the counter up the middle. If you're kind of like this, then yeah, they have that chance to sneak something in. So the tempo of the punches is very important. I don't step in and boom, boom. I try to get those shots off really fast, but with those shoulders high, and of course, chin down a little bit. Chin down is gonna help you stay a little bit more protected, feel a little bit more secure about your entry, because if you do happen to get hit, if you make a mistake, it's gonna be off your forehead and not your nose. There's not much like a little shot to the nose to make you go, whoa, I don't wanna try that ever again. Now, of course, length, distance, all of this matters so much when executing this basic 1-2 combo. If I end up jammed, I'm gonna feel like, oh man, I'm getting countered with these easy uppercuts and hooks, but that's because my range is terrible. This is not a straight punch range, but if I'm out and I'm leaning, I'm gonna feel again that I'm really compromised. So finding, and this is something you can train at home, finding the ideal range where you're just at the end of your punches, you can aim through and deliver enough power, but you're at that perfect range for yourself. It's something that you gotta practice. And my go-to suggestion for you would be just walk around the house and practice flicking stuff. Just with the tips of your fingers, because you don't normally have gloves on. I just walk over here, I go, okay, how far is that wall away? I know I need to be right here to touch it. If I feel like, oh, I'm jammed, you know, my arm's a little bit too bent when I hit, I should learn, okay, I have to take that step back. But also, if I go, I wanna touch Bob, and I start from here, I know I'm too far away. Even just using my peripherals, and I'm trying to touch and I go, oh, okay, I need to be a little closer. And when you start learning this range, which again is something you can do around the house, you can start practicing on the bag then. I step in and I get to that ideal range where you're not gonna be as threatened with counter shots. Now, an additional way to gain confidence on this is to remove the head off the center line just slightly on your first punch, and then on the second, reset the head. Because often it's not so much being in here and throwing the punches, it's actually the entry where people start to get gun shy. So if I take that head off the center line and I have my other hand up, now I've gone, okay, hooks, not a threat. Straight punches, not a threat. I can step in, and as long as we already talked about the transition to the second shot is prompt, then you're not gonna have that concern about somebody catching you up the middle. And of course, the end is so important. Once I hit my shot, if I do one of these two mistakes, I'm gonna feel like my 1-2 combo is awful. I pull my hand back and everything's low. I want to hit, and get my hands right back up high. So if I do have to block, I'm already in position. Alternatively, or along with hands back to the head, I need to move my feet, right? If you step in and you just stay here, you're giving them too much of an opportunity. So putting everything that I talked about together with that fast exit, all of a sudden that jab cross is gonna seem so much easier. So if you're capable of taking everything I just gave you and piecing it together, that jab cross is gonna feel on point, and you'll start executing in sparring. If you feel like it's a bit of a struggle to grasp everything I said, break it down step by step. Start at home and practice, okay, shoulders up, chin down, and just remember, just focus on those two things. Then maybe you add something else and something else and something else. Even these the most basic combo, like a jab cross, it has so many little fine details which need to be ironed out to actually execute with any skill level above beginner. So don't feel bad if you're struggling a little bit on this. Just watch this video a couple times over the next month, sort it out, and you will feel stronger. Thanks for joining today, guys. Remember that my membership community is now open for you to join. As always, train hard. I will see you back here soon for another video.